to a bunch of music, correct? How'd you guys like that?
I loved it.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. I love music.
Okay, so today we're going to identify the basic concepts of basic notation. Are you guys ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
hope so.
So the very beginning, everything you need to know, everything about music happens on what we call a staff. So let me get you guys to look up here. What do you guys notice between A, B, and C? Yes, Rachel.
They all have different numbers of lines.
Different numbers of lines, all right. What do you see? Which one has the most lines?
B.
B, and how many does it have?
5.
5, all right. Which has the least number of lines? Anyone?
C.
C, all right. How many does that one have?
3.
3, okay. So how many does A have?
4.
4, okay. So we see we have different numbers of lines. All right, so we've identified that B has 5 lines. And for music, this is the one we want. You need 5 lines for your standard staff. Okay, so how many do I need to add to A to make it 5 lines?
1.
1, awesome. So let's add that line. What about C?
2.
2. Perfect. So now we have 5 lines per staff. Easy way to remember this, guys. Staff has 5 letters. Isn't that cool?
Oh.
5 letters,
Yeah,
5 lines.
Okay.
Perfect.
Smart.
All right, so now that we have 5 lines per staff, we're going to learn the names, the notes.
Okay, why is there only 5 lines per staff?
There are only 5 lines per staff because we only have 7 notes that we use. So we use the 7 notes, but we repeat them. They get higher and higher every time you repeat them. So why repeat lines if we're going to repeat the notes? So we don't need to do that. We just have 5 lines.
Okay.
All right. So the first thing we're going to learn are the spaces of the staff. So as you can see, in between 2 lines, there's a white space. Does everyone see that?
Yes.
All right, perfect. So we're going to go from lowest to highest. Lowest note in the first space is F. Okay? And as we get higher, we get further into the alphabet, excuse me. So we have F, then we have A, we have C, we have E. We have a face. Yay! All right, so repeat after me. F, A, C, E.
F, A, C, E.
All right, perfect.
That's a good way to remember it.
That is a good way to remember it. We have faces and the
Question.
spaces. Yes.
Why don't the bottom and top spaces count?
Because we need another line at the top and on the bottom to have that space. Right now it's just wide open range. Make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we only have 4 spaces because we have 5 lines. And there are only 5 lines in the staff, so we can't have more. All right, now that we know the spaces, we have to learn the lines. So the lines that give us the staff from lowest to highest, we're going to learn a really cool acronym, okay? Every good boy does fine. Repeat after me. Every good boy does fine. One more time.
Every good boy does fine.
All right, so lowest to highest, every good, or every. What is the letter?
E.
E, awesome. So our first line, E. What's the next one? Can anyone guess?
G.
G, why is it G?
He's a good boy.
Good. 'Cause
He's
it's
a
a
good
boy.
boy. Yes, he is a good boy. So what's the next one?
Boy.
Boy, B, awesome. Next one,
D.
because he does.
Fine.
He does fine. Awesome. Okay, so every good boy does fine. So who can tell me, without looking, what are the names of the lines from lowest to highest?
E, G, B, D, F.
Awesome. E, G, B, D, F. Correct. All right, so now that we know the lines and the spaces, we get to learn this cool little swirly thing over here. It's called a treble clef. And I wrote that it's in G because it's centered around the G line. Isn't that crazy how what I'm teaching you is all coming together? It's crazy, right?
Yeah,
All
I
right.
finally get it.
Okay, so if I have to have my swirly thing centered around the G line, which one looks correct? Or, excuse me, which one looks incorrect?
The top one looks
The
incorrect.
first
the top
one.
Why does the top one look incorrect?
It's too high.
It's not on that line. It's not on the G line.
It's not on the G line. What line is it on?
It's on the B line.
It's on the B line. Awesome. So this one is out. Third place for that one. All right, so we have B and C.
Always go with C.
Always go with C. No, because remember B had 5 lines last time. So, all right, so what we have to do, I know you're always taught left to right, but when it comes to clef, you go right to left. So when you make the swirly thing, I'm going to call it the swirly thing, you always go to the right first. So you start on the top, go to the right, come around. So treble clef is on the G. So if I go right to left, which one's correct?
C.
C.
C is correct. Awesome.
Because C is always correct.
Because C is always right. Although, do not live your life by that philosophy. Okay, so now that we know the staff and the names and the clef, tomorrow we can start building chords.